Let's begin our basic skills review. For some of you, the basic skills reviews will be very easy, while others will struggle a little bit more, and those of you who are working using the videos will work at your own pace. Remember that you will have some specific deadlines, and you will also have some quizzes that you need to take in order to ensure that you are understanding your basic skills. So we're going to start with basic skills review number 1 today, adding integers. Adding integers with the same sign are simple. Just remember that when you add integers with the same sign, you just add and give the sum the sign of the integers. In other words, a positive plus a positive equal a positive, and a negative plus a negative equal a negative. Do not confuse this rule with the multiplication rule, which says negative times a negative equals a positive. When adding two negatives, the answer is negative. All you do is just add your numbers, so 2 plus 3 equals 5, positive plus a positive equals a positive, or negative 2 plus negative 3 equals negative 5. Negative plus a negative equals a negative. Let's go through some of the problems together. Number 1, 5 plus 8. This goes a long way back when you learned your addition facts back in the first grade. You add the two numbers together, 5 plus 8, 13, because they're both positive. The sum is positive. Remember that sum is the answer to an addition problem. Number 2, 4 plus 6. Positive plus a positive equal a positive. 4 plus 6 is 10. Number 3, 1 plus 0. Anytime you add something to 0, you get the same number that you're adding. So 1 plus 0 equals 1. Number 4, 23 plus 10. Here, if you need to, you can show your work. If you don't need to, then 23 plus 10, two positives equal a positive. So 23 plus 10 is 33. Number 5, again, if you need to show your work, that's fine. Remember, we're not using calculators for integers. We need to make sure we understand how to add integers. So 13 plus 17, two positives equal a positive, and 13 plus 17 is 30. Number 6, 12 plus 19, two positives equal a positive, 12 plus 19 is 31. Number 7, now we have two negatives. Adding two negatives is the same as adding two positives, except that your answer will be negative. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Both are negative, so your answer is negative 7. Number 8, negative 2 plus negative 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. They're both negative, so your answer is negative. Number 9, negative 10 plus negative 4. Negative 14. Number 10, negative 16 plus negative 14. Both are negative, so your answer will be negative. 16 plus 14 is 30. Number 11, negative 9 plus 0. Again, anytime you add 0, you're going to get whatever you added to it, so we added negative 9. Number 12, negative 8 plus negative 8. Answer will be negative. 8 plus 8 is 16. So very simple rule. You just need to be sure that you do not confuse the negative plus a negative with negative times a negative. Remember that negative plus a negative equal a negative. Okay, let's look at adding integers with different signs. Now this one is a little bit more confusing, but if you follow the rule, it's not difficult. So the rule is that when we add integers with different signs, meaning we add a positive plus a negative or a negative plus a positive, so we can write that here, positive plus a negative, or a negative plus a positive, either way, the rule is that you subtract the integers and then you give the sum the sign of the one you had the most of. So if you had more positives, then your answer would be positive. If you had more negatives, then your answer would be negative. So let's take a look at our examples. 2 plus negative 3. One is positive and one is negative, so I cannot add those two numbers together. I subtract the two numbers. 3 minus 2. I know that 3 minus 2 is 1, but I had more negatives, so it makes my answer negative. Negative 2 plus 3. Again, I cannot add them because one is negative and one is positive. 3 minus 2 is 1. I had more positives, so my answer is positive. Let's look down at the guided practice. Number 1 says 5 plus negative 8. Right away, I know that I have more negatives, so my answer is going to be negative. I'm going to subtract those two numbers. 8 minus 5 equals 3, and my answer is negative 3. Number 2. Again, I have more negatives, so my answer will be negative. 6 minus 4 equals 2, so my answer is negative 2. Number 3. This time I'm adding a number and its opposite. Negative 1 plus positive 1 equals 0. Anytime you add a number and its opposite, meaning I add a negative and a positive of the same number, the answer will be 0. Number 4. Negative 23 plus 10. Again, I have more negatives, so my answer is going to be negative. 23 minus 10 equals 13, so my answer is negative 13. Number 5. This time I have more positives, so my answer is going to be positive. 17 minus 13 equals 4, so my answer is positive 4. Number 6. I have more positives, so my answer will be positive. 19 minus 12 equals 7. My answer is positive 7. Number 7. I have more negatives. I have 4 negatives and 3 positives, so my answer will be negative. 4 minus 3 equals 1, so my answer is negative 1. Number 8. I have more negatives, so my answer will be negative. 9 minus 2 equals 7, so my answer is negative 7. Number 9. Again, we have more negatives, so our answer is negative. 10 minus 4 equals 6, so your answer is negative 6. Now that you have finished reviewing how to add integers with the same sign and add integers with the different sign, you're going to complete the homework assignment for this video, homework number 1, Basic Skills Review 1. Remember that you are going to use your rules to find the sum of these problems, sum meaning the answer. Use your rules. Do not guess. You may not use a calculator. You will receive a grade on this, and there will be a quiz over this material. So you do need to take your time, and you do need to make sure that you follow your rules.